So honored here at Günter Fehlinger podcast to have a very leading gentleman and party leader of Iran and of the Azeri minority party of Iran. He will introduce himself in a moment, but of course, Iran is very much at the center of our global attention, everybody talking about it. And we here at Günter Fehlinger podcast have the key leaders of the regions of Iran. We already had the exiled Prime Minister of Balochistan. We had a representative of the Afghans, that's the Arabs in the south of Iran, and now the Azeris are represented here. And we want to hear your opinion. What is your future? What is your perspective on Iran? What's going on? Where do you stand? Dear friend, dear sir, I'm very happy that you are here with us. Please, can you represent your position, your party, and all your perspectives on Iran today? Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. First of all, I thank you for having me in this podcast. And if you allow me, I just want to correct, or because the minority is, I believe, is not a proper word to use for the non-Persian in Iran. Why? Because the former Prime Minister Akbar Saleh, when he was talking about the Turks in Iran, he said he has the and YouTube. It is his speech is available. I send you the link. He says that 40% of Iran are Turkish speaking. And on the top of that, you have Kurds, you have Arab, you have Turkmen, you have Lor, you have Gilak, which it comes almost 60–70% of the Iran is non-Persian. Also, to add on this, the educational ministry, the former education minister, Mr. Hamid Reza Haji Babai, in one of the seminars about the analyzing the education problems, he says that 70% of the student, when they come first day to school, first year to the school, they don't know Farsi. So after 1 year education, even they are not able to speak in Farsi. So in the country that 70% of the student, that means the 70% of the population, 70% of the student don't know the Farsi official language. How possibly someone can call them minority? So Iran is the country, the only country in the world, I believe, that minority is ruling the country. The Persian minority, the Farsi minority, they are less than 30%. But by during the Shah and his father, Pahlavi, Muhammad Reza and Reza Pahlavi, and also the Islamic Republic, they falsify, they disinform the world, and they show that this is a Persian country and everybody is Farsi. And then they call us minority. While our number, we are the largest ethnic, or we call ourselves national, but largest ethnic in Iran. We are larger than the Fars. How can possibly someone call us minority? This is just I wanted to correct, because this is everybody use. It is not your fault. This is the misinformation that the Persian media published. Therefore, I would rather to call the non-Persian ethnic groups in Iran not minority. They are not minority. So we are, if regarding to the Akbar Saleh's speech, if we are 40% Turks in Iran, there are some percent Arab, probably 10% Arab. There are 9–10% Kurds. There are 5–6% Baluch. So you go on, there are Lor, there are Gilak, Mazani. We call 6 of them, they recognize themselves as a nation, but the others are not recognized yet. They don't have such a movement. Therefore, I am representing the South Azerbaijani Turks, which are over 30 35 million. We don't have exact number, and that is not our fault, because never in Iran, and neither in Pahlavi's governing or Islamic Republic, never the what you call the ethnic census has been conducted to know exactly how many people in this ethnic, how many in that ethnic. Why they didn't do that? Because they knew they wanted to make a Persian Iran. They wanted to change, assimilate all the people and make Persian Iran. So for Iran as a Fars nation. So they didn't want to world or the people to know how large their nationality are, their ethnics are. That's why it never happened to have an ethnic-based census to say this amount of the, or this number of Turks, or this number of Fars, or this number of Kurds are living. This is our estimated. We are estimating regarding to the geography and the population that we have, and also the sometimes the top of the regimes, they admit when they see the problems they're looking for to solve it, they admit it. So this is the opening. Sorry, it was too long. My name is Salih Ildirim. I'm spokesperson for South Azerbaijani Independence Party. At the meantime, very important that is I am the spokesperson for the Front of the Nations for Self-Determination, which has had been established in 2005, year 2005, and is representing. It has parties from 5 nations: Azerbaijani Turks, South Azerbaijani. I mean, when here I say Azerbaijani, I mean South Azerbaijani. It's not the Republic of Azerbaijan. You know, one part of us is Republic. So South Azerbaijani, then Kurds, then Arab, Baluch, and Turkmen. The leaders, parties of this 5 nations gathered in 2005 and created a Front of the Nations for Self-Determination in so-called Iran. And we are struggling to get the right of these people to determine, because all of these nations, they've been a government. They had their own government, which it was occupied by Reza Shah, or Mohammad Reza Shah. And perhaps Mohammad Reza Shah killed 30,000 Azerbaijani when occupied Azerbaijan in 1946. So just after Second World War, and they killed 30,000 Azerbaijani, and they burned all our books, mother tongue books, and so they occupied Azerbaijan. For this to say killed 30,000 is not ending with the 30,000. The mass exiled the elite and young people of Azerbaijan to southern part of the so-called Iran or other countries, and around 150,000 fled to the North Azerbaijan. And you know, that is the Quebecers, the French, they have Je me souviens, the word of Je me souviens. I will remember. We remember what happened to us, how they occupied our land. This happened in Kurdistan as well. They killed the Kurds. It happened in Turkmenistan. It happened in Ahvaz. It happened in Balochistan, and all of them. If you look the so-called border of the Iran, you see that it's cutting the nations. It goes across the Balochistan is part and cut to 3 parts. Turkmenistan is cut to 2 parts. Azerbaijan cut to 2 parts. Kurdistan as well. The parties in Iraq, other parties in Iran. The Ahvaz is separated or cut from the Kuwait, Iraq, and from Arabic world. So this is an artificial political border, not a natural border. and even before the Reza Shah comes to power, so this country had, it was called the country protected by the Qajars. The Qajars had many country they were ruling, they were just protecting. And it was Azerbaijani country of Azerbaijan, country of Ahvaz or Arabistan, they called, country of Baluchistan, country of Turkmenistan, country of Kurdistan. All they existed. If you go to the map just 100 years ago, when before the Reza Shah took over by the help of the British, you see this. Therefore, I'm representing at the meantime the nation of non-Persian nations in Iran, which are struggling to regain their sovereignty, to have, you know, I am as a after this one, as a I've been I lived in the Reza Shah, Mohammad Reza Shah, sorry, I said, as Shah of Pahlavi's regime and Islamic Republic. I was a young revolutionary on the street fighting against Pahlavi. Why? Because at the school, the first day of the school, I was beating my hand because I didn't know the Farsi. With the stick, the teacher beating my hand, and because he asked something, it was the first time I heard. But my brother, my older brother, it was in the same class, 1 year ahead of me, he started. He knew, well, he didn't pass the class, but he knew a bit of Farsi. Asked him, and the teacher asked him, he said, yes. Then he gave the stick to my brother to beat me, to punish me because I don't know Farsi. And well, this is a longer story. He bit slowly, but the teacher got mad. He started bit him, he bit me. And I had a stick on the back of my shirt. The paper was sticked with the tape that Donkey Turk. I don't forget. I won't forget, and I won't let it to be forgotten. As the Quebecers say, je me souviens. So we are, and it is, when I talk to the leaders of the non-Persian, they are suffered the same way. Arabs are same, Kurds are same way, Baluch are same way. Therefore, the introduction has got too long. My name is Saleh Uldurum, and a spokesperson for Iranda Azərbaycanlıların Independence Party and the Front of the Nations for Self-Determination of Iran, which are struggling for our basic ethnic right.
I'm very honored, Mr. Saleh, to talk to you, and thanks a lot for your presentation. Can you tell me what's today, 2026, the situation of the Azeri in Iran?
Well, actually, Azerbaijani, as other nations, are suffering much more than the Iran and the Iran. They are participating. We called actually for the participating in the protest against Islamic occupying Islamic regime. We call Iran as an occupying regime. This is because we are not. We don't consider ourselves Iranian. That's why we say the occupying Iranian regime. So this might be Pahlavi or this regime. Both is the same. Yes, we've been massacred by the Pahlavi, but the Islamic Republic, it continued the same policy that Pahlavi established. Nothing has been had been changed since, or nothing has been changed actually so far. That the Azerbaijani Turks, along with the other nations, are struggling for their right, and they've been actively, we called to demonstrate. They've been on the streets of Azerbaijan and chanting against regime and also the previous regime, the both Shah and Sheikh, and asking, chanting for the right of the Azerbaijanis. And now many people has been killed. We don't have exact number because there's a blackout that the Iranian regime cut the internet, cut the telephone, so you cannot. Yeah, today, since yesterday, they start to reestablish slowly the internet, but We don't have exact number. We know that many people has been killed in Tabriz, in Urmia, in Ardabil, in Khoy, Maku, and other cities of Azerbaijan. And thousands has been arrested, and we don't know, even the family, they don't know where are they. And all around Azerbaijan, you see the ceremony, the funeral that the people who has been killed by the regime in the demonstration. Our people are fighting, struggling for the freedom, for the economic right, for the culture, for every matter, and every moment, they try to catch the momentum. Anything happens to weaken the regime, they come and they chant for the right of Azerbaijani.
Mr. President, can I ask you, what's the wish of your party, of your movement, in terms of the Ayatollah regime? Do you want to see an end of the regime?
Absolutely. We want them out of Azerbaijan. We want this in the regime. It doesn't matter in only the Islamic Republic, any Iranian regime out of Azerbaijan. Of course, this will not happen before the collapsing, before that regime collapsed completely. When the Shah we pushed out, we established Azerbaijani rule, but not separated or not it was inside of Iran. And I believe that this is our only way to get the freedom, to get Azerbaijan to be free, that to start to turn over and push the Iranian force from South Azerbaijan, to push the Iranian force out of South Azerbaijan. And our party, South Azerbaijan Independence Party, the name is very clear. This is struggling for the independence of the South Azerbaijan. This is no need to explanation. For independence from what? Independence from the occupier, Iranian occupier regime. So you cannot have the independence when the regime is there and plundering and suppressing the people with all the possibility, all the weapons, even the heavy weapons. Yes, of course, we are. One of the our goal is turn over the regime, but turning the regime or check is not only solution. So after the turning the regime collapse, then we need to establish Azerbaijani government. This is what our goal is. We have the platform for it. We have roadmap. And this is actually not new. We had a government which is had been turned over or occupied by the Iranian forces. So just what we want to turn this regime down and push the army force out of Azerbaijan and establish South Azerbaijani government.
There's now, Mr. President, there's now talk about the American intervention from President Trump, and he has openly sided with the Iranian opposition. And speculation is in the coming days there might be a military strike against the Islamic regime in Iran. Do you support such a military intervention?
First of all, every action from all the democratic world that weakened the Iranian tyrant regime, that is, we appreciate it. That is what we are looking for. We are asking them. And the years and years we are asking for the US and European countries, when we met, we asked them that push the pressure on the Iranian regime. That would be in many ways, either, but I know that it's not so easy to intervene directly and by ground. And that's why I even suggest them that instead of investing lots of amount of the money to intervene in Iran, if you support the nations, non-Persian nations, you can easily turn over this terrorist regime, and you can get rid of that. Coming to the point of some opposition, they asked the regime, and they asked the Mr. Trump, President Trump, and Israel or other countries to bomb or to attack Iran. Of course, they cannot. At the moment, the world is not prepared to intervene as a UN, United Nations, so under coalition of the United Nations. So they have to go and bomb. By the bombing, I don't believe that the regime will change. It might be, but it might not too. I mean, it's not guaranteed that it will weaken, but it is not guaranteed that by bombing the regime will change. And where they will bomb now, especially at this moment, the army is in the cities. If they go perhaps to fight at the moment, they have to bomb the cities. So they will bomb our people. And because the army, as I said, either a GRC or regular army, all are in the cities. It is a martial law at the moment. So there's no way that bombing them and not have a civil casualty. Of course, as I said, I support any action that weaken Iranian regime. That is in our behalf. It gives us advantage to turn over that regime, to get rid of that easily or faster. But military intervention, I don't know in what scale it would be and how it could be actually, and what the casualty will be, or is it going to turn over the regime and bring the democracy? I believe that democracy should be just in the area, not only in Iran. Iran is the key point for the democracy, to establish the democracy in the region. If the people and the nations in Iran are not getting the right, well, perhaps Azerbaijani, I talk on behalf of South Azerbaijani people. If we are not getting our government, we will not accept any rule. So the democracy is just tied to the will of those nations and cooperation of those nations. And I believe the best way to turn the regime down is to support this group and the people actually. Why the regime is ruled. This is a satanic regime. This is very dangerous regime. This has a weapon on his hand. That weapon is very dangerous than the army weapon that we have. This is the ideological weapon that it has. This regime is using the Islam to encourage the young people to go and kill the others. And no country can kill his civilian. And this matter, they killed, as we don't have the exact number, they killed more than 20,000, as they say, in just a few days, in 2 weeks. Imagine what will happen if now they're claiming that because President Trump said that, okay, put in the office and get the office and this and that, or mark the places that should be knocked down. So they called this protester in the street, which his name is Hassan Ali and or Qasim, and they called, oh, this is a George, this is I don't know, whatever, that they are for the CIA or they are belonging to Mossad, and they start to kill the people. So I believe that intervening in the time that the people were on the street actually changed the situation in behalf of the regime. This is, in my opinion, the world should just support and put the pressure, political pressure, and on the economic pressure on the regime just to stop that. But coming to the intervention, we do not, military intention, we do not have exact information if it would happen, how it would happen, and in which area, from which area. As I said, any movement which is weakened the Iranian Islamic or terrorism, I would say, they use Islam. We are Muslim, but we don't accept this as an Islamic regime. This is using Islam as a tool just to spread around the terrorism and the colonialism. That's why any movement, it weakens this regime, we welcome
it. Mr. President, let me ask you, when it comes to the military intervention, would the people of Azerbaijan inside Iran be supporting this in terms that they will take control of the regional institution in Tabriz and every part of the northwest of Iran where the Azeris are living? Would you basically be the ground troops of the Americans in terms of regime change?
I don't believe that the ground troop can be through the Azerbaijan. If the ground troop is wanted, they would most probably would be from the Iraqi borders and also the Arabic Gulf. So we call it Arabic Gulf because the Iranian, they call it Persian, that from the Arabic Gulf and Iraqi borders, because they are available there. But from our side, from the north, we are in the top north, east and northwest of so-called Iran. So how that would be the ground troop from this is so far, I mean, in the history, it didn't happen the American soldier to be in Azerbaijan. In such intervention, I believe it would not be only U.S. is intervening. And when they start, of course, the other powers in the area, our neighbors, they will also intervene into the I believe in that situation, Azerbaijan will be actually, of course, as I said, to turn over the regime down, but the American army will not be in Azerbaijan, but we will support them. If they come to turn the regime, we will support them. We are for it, but less casualty, not the bombing. Last war, when it was between Israel and Iran, in I take 12 days of war, I called Israeli and asked them, I mean, through the broadcast, asked them to do not bomb Azerbaijan. And the other thing is, it might happen, why I said that the bombing is not, maybe is not working the way, because this is a very satanic regime. And I was scared that when Israel attacked in Iran, maybe Iran, in order to agitate Azerbaijanis against Israel, so he will bomb Azerbaijan because he wants to get rid of Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is very large in either geographic and the population. So they want to get rid of Azerbaijan, South Azerbaijan. He may bomb Tabriz and say that, oh, this is Israel launched a missile. He may launch a missile and kill our people and show that Israel did it or United States did it. Well, of course, in that case, maybe the ground can change. Maybe and that's why I say that bombing, maybe only bombing is not the solution. The best thing, the supporters, the parties of Azerbaijan, that we establish our own army and we get our land back, and just recognize the Azerbaijani movement. We can, with the cooperation of the non-Persian, like Arab, Baluch, Turkmen, Kurds, we can get rid of this regime. We can turn and we can stop this terrorist regime and put an end to this regime. But coming to the if the American army and comes to Azerbaijan to help us, most welcome, more welcome, and we appreciate that.
Mr. President, the Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, he has made some announcement that he makes the offer towards the regions and the minority representatives to join his coalitions. And the idea is possible to make it American or German style federation out of Iran. Would you be ready for such an offer? Would you support him in case of a federal Iran? Or are you determined for independence of Azerbaijan?
Well, Pahlavi has to do something before that. Pahlavi, first of all, has to condemn his father's crime that he did, his grandfather, his father, and the money that he stole from my people, that $60 billion he took off, that is absolutely the 20 billion of that belongs to the Azerbaijanis. And he took up, he has to give back. And the second, very important thing, he has to apologize to Azerbaijani that his father killed 30,000 of Azerbaijani. Until he didn't do this, we will not recognize him. We are fighting against him too. So we will not cooperate, not forget about the cooperating. Our people on the street, they chant against them. When the demonstration happened in Tabriz, they called Azerbaijan is an honor and Pahlavi is dishonor, because his father killed, and every year at the same date that his father killed 30,000 Azerbaijani, he comes on the TVs and congratulate the people that they freed Azerbaijan. You knocked down Azerbaijani government, you seized Azerbaijan, your father seized Azerbaijan, and your father killed over 30,000 Azerbaijani, and you are congratulating to Azerbaijani. So he has to do a lot of things, and then to become say ordinary people that they can claim or talk about the democracy or freedom. So we are not changing the Iranian regime to go to another tyrant regime that we had experience of that. No way to work with them. He is calling himself king. Maybe for the Persian they have, but in Azerbaijan, Azerbaijani people, I know the streets, I know the people, I'm in contact with them. So the chant of the slogans on the street shows that they are 100% against Pahlavi. We will not accept, we will not cooperate. But if he wants, he shows that he goes, they assimilated some, the Turks or Arabs or Kurds, he bring from the street and gives money and bring in front of the camera. He says that I'm the representative of the Azerbaijani Turks or Turkmen or Kurds, so I'm supporting Pahlavi. They say this is not, they are not representing Azerbaijan or Kurds or Arab. As I explained earlier, as I talk to the leaders of these nations, I know most of them. I know daily we have contact. We expect we talked about the situation, what to do not. Several times, and I come across to this matter, and I asked especially, they said, forget about it, because it is not only Azerbaijan. The Kurds, they have the same experience. The Arab, they have the same experience. So they won't. No, we won't cooperate with the Pahlavi in no way. Because this is actually the policy of the suppression the people and the non-Persian in Iran is designed by his father and is continued by the Islamic Republic. So his father had a one party, one country, and Islamic Republic has the same one party, one country. And his son has the same, one party, one country. He said one flag, one party, one country. No way. No, we will not cooperate. We will not recognize him. Yes, he was young at the time. He's in my age. He was young at the time, and he did not himself committed to the killing of those people in Azerbaijan. But as he did not condemn what his fathers did, and as he claimed that he is the dynasty, he is a king or son of the king, he carried the same responsibility. He is he is continuing the same crime that the father did it, because he did not condemn, because he did not apologize, because he did not give back those. He is not recognizing the country of Azerbaijan or flag of Azerbaijan or Ahvaz or Kurds. Why should we believe on that? I don't, I speak and as a spokesperson of the front of the Nation for Self-Determination of Iran. I say no, we will not cooperate. He is not welcome, and we have two fronts now. The main front is we are fighting for the Islamic Republic to turn it down, and at the side we go we watch the Pahlavi. We know that he will be worse than the Islamic Republic. That's not going to bring freedom or democracy or peace, and that will be Syrianized. That will be a civil war. That will be a vast disaster in the Middle East, I would say.
Mr. President, let me ask you, how developed are your institutions of self-governance already? I know I had already with the exile government of Balochistan, I had an interview. I know as well the Ahvaz, the Arabs in the south of Iran, they have exile institutions already. How is the situation with the Azeris in Iran? Do you have already established a government in exile? Do you have a parliament in exile? What is the situation institutionalized?
Mm-hmm. We do not have the exile government. We have a very different parties. Two, actually, Azerbaijani movement is divided to two. One part, they are looking for the federalist Iran, the federation, but the most of the parties are looking for the independence. But nowadays, we made an agreement with the Azerbaijani parties that whomever believes to the government of the South Azerbaijan come together, and we created the Council of South Azerbaijani Political Parties, a Cooperation Council. So this is the main goal of this council, the Cooperation Council, then to coordinate all the parties toward to create the South Azerbaijani government. That the tariff of the government, or the identifying that this would be independent or federal, we are not talking today. We say that we all agreed to create the South Azerbaijani government, and whomever believes to that to come to this coalition. And of course, we tried, some parties, they tried to establish the council, on exiled council, and now the most achieved the gathering with the Azerbaijan is the Council of the Cooperation of the Organization. And with that, we are planning to make a larger coalition with non-Persian and like those front to come together and struggle all against a centralist Iranian regime. It doesn't matter the Islamic or whatever central regime, and establish Azerbaijani government. But coming to the established, our border is clear. We had, as I said, we had a government that was knocked down with the Pahlavis. So we have all the structure, and beside that, we the Turks, we ruled so-called Iran, as I explained at the, earlier than the Qajar. For 1,300 years, we ruled this area, not only Iran, Afghanistan, Iraq, and many part that was ruled by our ancestor. We have experience of the government, even larger government, and we don't have any problem of establishing. Also, we have the very democratic government, a sample of the government that are other part of the Azerbaijan, the northern part of the Azerbaijan is Democratic Republic. And also, I would mention that the Azerbaijani, been the first nation which established a democratic, secular democratic republic in the Middle East, in the Eastern countries, in the Islamic country, and first country that recognized our governments recognized the right of the woman to vote and to be voted. To be elected. And 20 years after our government, South Azerbaijan, 20 years after that, the Shah Pahlavi passed the law that the woman can vote. So we have the experience of the governing the country. We had the government. And still, at the moment, we have very successful government on the northern part of Azerbaijan, Republic of Azerbaijan, that I believe that is a perfect system. I mean, secular democratic republic for South Azerbaijan will be easily established. We don't worry about that. The only thing is that have to push the invaders out, the occupied regime out. If we push that, the rest is we are able to control. We have that control.
Mr. President, do you want independence of South Azerbaijan, or do you want to have union with the Republic of Azerbaijan?
Well, the first point, our party actually in the manifesto of the party is explaining the first goal is the independence of South Azerbaijan, because the years of separation, it made up problems. The joining together, of course, the united with Azerbaijan is our goal, but it will not be the same day that we get independent. It will take time. Eventually, yes, we will rejoin together. And we will be one Azerbaijan, one flag, and one leader, or probably the Federation of Azerbaijan. So that's depend on the future, what the people choose. Our goal is, as the name of the party is, Independence Party of South Azerbaijani Independence Party. And without independence, without creating a system or having a parliament and constitution, we cannot. Because South Azerbaijan is 3 times larger than the Azerbaijani Republic. And that might be, without taking those steps to join, that might cause a problem. That's why we believe that after establishing the South Azerbaijani independent government, at the start, the negotiating and opening the borders and easing the people that to live in this side, that side, and the parliaments and start to join, and eventually to become, yes, united. That's our goal.
Mr. President, what will be the capital of a future Republic of South Azerbaijan? Which will be the city, which will be the capital?
Just want also to correct this one. I'm not the president of the party because our party they had the spokesperson. I'm the spokesperson. That's why just to the people maybe then they misunderstand. That's why I want to correct that. The people are in the street of Azerbaijan, and either in South Azerbaijan or North Azerbaijan, they chant this one slogan. That's the Azerbaijan bir olsun, merkezi Təbriz olsun. They call all in the north and south, but they call the Azerbaijan come to get together, and the capital to be Tabriz. That Tabriz, it was a traditional capital of the Azerbaijan and Iran for the Qajar actually. So therefore, of course, after the united, the Tabriz is agreed to be the capital of the Great Azerbaijan. That will be, of course, too larger than what it is now, right?
So let me ask you about the role of Turkey. Mr. Erdogan has opposed regime change for Iran. What's exactly the role of Turkey in relation to South Azerbaijan?
Well, at the moment, Turkey is nationally we are the same. We're speaking the same language. We're sharing the same culture, the same root that became Turkey and Azerbaijan, just a different dialect. And if you look to the Azerbaijani government, they say we are one nation, two government. We look for Turkey as this is our nation, we are one nation, two government. But the Turkish government at the moment is not supporting Azerbaijani movement, is not supporting. We're not saying about the independence, is not supporting in any way, because they are looking for the integrity of territorial integrity of Iran, and they're supporting the regime as you see that the President Erdogan or the Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan, Honorable Hakan Fidan, well, they're traveling back and forth to Iran and trying to help the regime to establish. And at the moment, they don't support, but eventually, I believe, when the time comes, they have no way they will intervene and they will support our movement. And actually, Iranian regime. When the Turkey is, and now, if you look to the border, Iranian regime since Pahlavi tried to cut the relation of South Azerbaijani with the Turkey, and day by day as they're getting closer. Why is because they believe that if Azerbaijani has relation with the Turkey, they will separate. Even the alphabetic change, it was one of the subject in the Iran to change the alphabet to the Latin alphabet. They disagree with this only because that they said if we change the Latin alphabet that we are using now in the world, the Azerbaijani will be able to read the newspapers and books of the Turkey. And because that will change the people, and that will break the Iran apart. So this is why that is the being border with Turkey is very important for us. We are actually looking for the searching the support of the Turkey, but honestly, so far, the Turkey has no support, is not supporting the South Azerbaijani movement. I don't know if they're supporting the other nations. I have no idea. But for the Azerbaijan, as far as I know, all the parties I know, and South Azerbaijani parties, all of them I know, no, there's no support yet. Some political group in Turkey, yes, like E-Party, Zafer Party, and some of them they're supporting, but they are a very small party. They are not in power. Would they affect the policy of the regime, Turkish government in the future? I hope so.
Let me ask you, according to your vision, what kind of country will South Azerbaijan be if it gains independence? Will it be part of the free world of the West, allied to America or to Europe, or will it be part of the Chinese-Russian world?
Of course, we are pro-European, pro-American. We had, as I said, we established the first pro-European democratic republic in 1918, just 108 years ago. 108 years ago, we established the Republic of Azerbaijan, and the modern secular Republic of Azerbaijan, which had recognized by the Western countries, but the Russia communism, when Lenin took over, they attacked and they turned over the Azerbaijani government and kept that for 80 years. After 8 years in 1990, again, the independence movement came and now made the Republic of Azerbaijan. And also our Republic of Azerbaijan itself, it was secular government. We have pro-European. Of course, we will establish the democratic secular republic, which is not in the culture of the China or Russia. Of course, we are neighbor with the Russia, so they may treat us. You see, this is a strong, large country, big country, and now invading Ukraine. It's what they did in Georgia. All of this story. This has happened. All this happened. Even South Azerbaijan has been occupied 2-3 times by Russia since Gaza and since Pahlavi. After Gaza, sorry, not during the Gaza. During Pahlavi, 2 times they occupied South Azerbaijan as well. Therefore, we are on the side of the Western countries, European and American, and searching democracy, true democracy, human right, and best future, the freedom for everybody, regardless of their ethnic, their belief, their religion, just be a human and be free.
Thanks a lot. That's very good. You're very welcome. I wish you all the best. I want to thank you that you took time to discuss with me here on Günther Fehlinger podcast about the future of South Azerbaijan. And currently, of course, this is all a big if that's really might be happening. But most important is the fall of this Ayatollah regime. I want to thank you very much. I wish you all the best. And please, let's stay in touch and communicate about the future, about Azerbaijan, about Iran, and what's going on. We wish you democracy, freedom, and you can trust in Europe. You have a lot of friends.
Thank you so much, and welcome anytime. Anytime you have program, I will be happy to participate. Thank you so much for calling me and letting me to use this opportunity to talk to the world. Thank you.
I will share it in 20 minutes on my YouTube page and on the Spotify channel, and I will share it and you will send it, and maybe you can distribute it as well. And we are looking forward for cooperation in the future.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All the best. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.